Hello and welcome to DJ Fossils. So today we're at Lulworth Cove, big car park here. I'll show you a picture of the prices. It's not cheap. You've got a lovely cafe down the bottom there. We just had food there, it's great. And the visitor centre off to the right. Some nice images to show you from that. Today we're heading for St Oswald's beach, or St Oswald's Bay, to go and try and collect the fossil we saw last week. So we'll give you a little show of where we're going. So from the car park you come, and there's a track coming up here, and we're going up that way. So the car park's just down there, and you come up to here, a little track here. You can walk all the way down, but then it's going to bring you all the way up here. This is a shortcut. And where we need to go is follow the road all the way to the top up here. There's a lovely house up here with some fossils on it, which I'll show you as well when we get there. So carrying on up the hill, it is a bit of a climb. Got to go all the way up there yet, that's the top. But this nice house here as well. So I've just spoken to the owner of the house, and he's quite happy for people to have a look. These aren't actually fossils, they are bones that were collected from the Thames, and they've been made into sculptures. This one's called Moon Calf. I quite move over. It's done in 2013. Still looks really nice though, and there's two more over by the garage door, and he's quite happy for us to have a look at those. And it's such a beautiful house. It's got a lovely ammonite engraving there. It's not real ammonite, but it's a beautiful engraving. So we're going to have a look at the others. So this is one of the other engravings. Again, all bones from the Thames. Looks really interesting. Yeah. And this one on this side. From a distance walking past, I actually thought they were fossils. I mean, they are fossilised bone, but I don't know what they're all from. Some of them are from cows and things like that. Anyway, we're going to continue off up the hill now, and I'll speak to you in a minute. So we've made it to the top of the hill. It is quite a walk, and we're at Dungy Head. From the car park there is a pathway that goes off, and it goes right up that hill there, and that will take you past St Oswald's Bay all the way down to Durdle Door. And just be aware there is no parking up here at all. You have to park down in the main car park, and obviously be aware of the safety sign and such like. But we're going to head down now. There's a little pathway just here. Now when it's wet, last time we came it was quite wet. It is quite muddy. The path goes down, and there are a few steps to go down, but then there is the remains of a landslide. The steps are gone, and in wet it is very, very slippery and tricky. So take care. We're wearing our wellies as you need to. So see you when we're a bit further down the hill. So continue on down the path, you get this beautiful view. You've got St Oswald's Bay and a beautiful long beach heading all the way along there. You've got Weymouth off in the distance and Portland across there. And there's two paths here. You need to continue straight on down, but there is a path up there which you can walk up, where Jackie's off to at the moment, having a look around. Nice view, just be careful to don't go near the cliff edge. It's quite dangerous, and there are landslides and things happen. So we're going to continue on down now, and I'll show you when we get to the next part. Okay, well, we didn't go down the path yet. I got called over to this way to have a look at the view from up here, and it is still nice. You get a better view across along the beach there. Beautiful. You can walk all the way across over there and have a look from up on the higher point there, but we're not going to do that today, as we've got fossil hunting to get on with. So as you can see, it is muddy in places. Just need to carry on going down. It is pretty slippery, so be careful. And you need to head all the way down there till you come to a junction. So when you get down the path, you'll see the path continues to the right and goes off to the left. So last time we went that way, it does go down there, and that's where the landslide is, and in the wet weather it's a bit slippery to get up and down, but when it's dry it is really easy, just a little bit steepish. I'll show you it from the bottom when we come, but we're going to actually go this way, which we haven't been before. There is a reason, and that might become apparent later. So the left hand path takes you down there, as you can see in the distance, just going down there straight down to the beach, and the right hand path is continuing quite nicely down here. It's pretty overgrown and you can see the bay coming up in front, but it is pretty overgrown, and we've come from all the way up there all the way down, but there's a few stingers and brambles and things, so be aware, shorts aren't a good idea. So we're going to head down and see if there's a way down this way, because we haven't been this way before. So when you get to this point here, it's quite a steep drop there where the old path was. It's been a landslide. If you continue up along, you can get along up here and then down that way by the looks of it, so we shall try that out. Okay, so we're at the top point here. Although that bit there is quite easy to get down, this bit here goes straight down almost, and you can slide down it, but I wouldn't want to come back up this way. So we're going to head back up to there and take the left hand fork. So when you're coming down the path, go left, and we'll see you when we get down to the bottom. So here's the path going down. As I said, it's quite a little bit steep, but not as bad as the one that's right over there, so it's doable. So we're down at the bottom now. As you can see, that's the bay round that way, and it's a nice rocky area off round that way. Some people out there canoeing or kayaking. Just to give you some idea, that's me holding the camera level, and you have to come all the way down there. It is quite steep in places and a bit muddy still, even though it's dry, as there's a little stream that comes off down the side here as well, comes out just there. So what we've come here for today, if it's still there, that we found last week, is off round that way, and it is pretty treacherous round that way. And also be aware that there is a place called Stairhole further up, but you, even at low tide, you cannot get through. There's no way to get all the way through, so wherever you go that way, you need to get back this side before the tide comes in. So it's it's not the safest of things. You need to be aware of your tide times, but we've been told about something that's off down here, so we're going to have a look for something there first, just whilst we're waiting for the tide to go out a little bit, because we won't be able to get round the corner there yet. And this great big rocky area here, there is stuff to find. I mean, I've just walked over this. There you go, there's part of an ammonite sticking out the side of that rock there. There are ammonites and shells and other things in these rocks, so you could spend a couple of hours just on this rocky area and probably find a couple of nice finds. This might take you a little while, turning a few over, getting to some that are underneath that haven't been spotted by people. I was just walking along the beach, and Jackie spotted this on the floor. Not a fossil, but really nice crab shell. Needs a clean up. I think might take that home as well. It's in perfect condition. It's got lovely spikes all around it. Don't know anything about crabs. Eyes are still in there as well. Really nice. Alright, we came down here. There's a lot of flint in the rock here. Meant to be quite okay for sea urchins. We had a look, but we couldn't find anything, unfortunately. But we're going to head over now to the other way where we want to go. If you do want to, you can walk all the way around there. There's some just around that big beautiful bay around there. It's really nice to go and sit, and there's some steps that go all the way up to the coast path that goes off over the top there. Or alternatively, if you didn't want to come down this steep bit, you could walk the long coast path and come down the nice wooden steps that are down there. They really are good steps, so it might be easier than taking the steep path that's over there. So just walking along the beach here, and I just spotted a little lizard there. They'll probably run off as I get a bit closer. There we go. Never seen that on the beach before. I'm up at the near the point at the moment. The water's still quite far in there, so I'm just going to leave it a little while, have a little break and sit down, enjoy the scenery. As you can see, it's actually coming right into about there at the moment, but it is going to be low tide in about 3 hours, so I am a bit early. It's a beautiful view, more people kayaking there. There's a big boat out in the distance behind the kayak. There's a massive boat out back there, and beautiful view of the bay. And my wife, as usual, is 10 miles behind, as she always does, and she's found rocks she's bringing for me to look at. She's always finding things. She's got better eyesight than I have, that's for sure. So what she was showing me was these. I don't know if they're bone in there or something else. We are amateur fossil hunters, we don't know everything, but also just found this. So I've got the shadow in the way, only a partial. So a bit of an ammonite there. So you see the keel down this side. It's got a lot of like holes in, so I don't know if it's worth taking that. Might be worth having just a chisel under there to see if it pops off, but I doubt it. It looks like it's got a crack running through there, so I might just leave this one for somebody else. But it just goes to show that there are ammonites to be found here. I expect if you crack some of these rocks open, they'll probably have some in. I always do look out for rocks that have got cracks in as well, so always worth a little tap if they're the sort that have them in. But yeah, there's a lot. That was all what she found just up that end. There is hundreds and hundreds of rocks here.
Looks like the sea urchins.
So we're just stopping for a break while we wait for the tide to come out. And see, there's a boat there. They do rides from Lulworth Cove, and you go off down that way and come back. Last time we were here, there was a load of divers just diving just here. It's quite interesting.
They go down to Durdle Door and back.
Yeah, so they go down to Durdle Door and back, which is that just around that point there. As you can see, the water's right down here still. It's actually coming in down through here, so we need to go off round that way in a minute. I think we should be able to get round there now, so we're going to just have a quick break and then we're going to head off round. So we're going to head off round there. As you can see, there is some big old rocks. Some of them are massive, and it is pretty treacherous getting round there, so you need good walking boots or wellies. Need something strong, and that green, the soft green bits and the white bits on the rocks there is ultra slippery. You can end up going flying. And as you can see, the water's still quite far in. I don't know if we'll be able to get to our destination yet, but we're going to head a bit further round as the coastline goes out a tiny bit once we get past this narrow piece. So it's only a little way around the corner, and spotted this in the wall there, look. Another nice size ammonite. I might have a go at getting that out with the chisel later. See if I can get that. It does look quite embedded though, so, but yeah, we're going to continue on round here. There are a lot of partial ammonites here. Jackie just spotted this one As you can see, it's quite a big piece, but there are a lot bigger. We've seen ones of partials that are like this fat. We got a piece last time we were here, a nice big one. But it is really worth having a look around through the rocks, because you'll be surprised what you find. There's a lot of stuff here. So we just spotted that one, and Jackie's just spotted this as well. So it's another partial, very worn. Does look like it is actually all in there, but it's got a great big crack through the middle. But it's very worn, not worth trying to get out. But just goes to show there's a lot of stuff here. So there's obviously ammonites in here and in the rock. There's some beautiful crystallization on this piece. I'm going to zoom in, I can't get close. Lovely crystallization areas, layers in with the rock. It's about the same level geologically wise as where the other ammonite was, because the level actually goes down that way. But you can find stuff here. To show you the sizes, that's a partial of an ammonite. You can see how big that was at one point. Very, very worn, but you can see the lines from it. Unfortunately, not worth keeping that, but a lot of stuff here. So we're a little way along now. As you can see, some of these rocks are not rocks, they're boulders. You've got to climb up and through all of this stuff. It's not easy, and we've still got quite a way to go that way. Probably about another good 100 yards yet. So once you got past the bigger rocks, it's a little bit easier through there. Got a bit of a steep bit here going right down, probably about 15 foot, and then there's a nice section all along here for looking at as well. You can't, once you get up past there isn't any way through past that little point. So pretty much just after that big rock is about your limit. So, but what I've come to look for is hopefully just down here, if it isn't gone. So just found this rock, and you can see there, oh sorry, it's the sun and can't see anything in my viewfinder. So yeah, so we've got this here sticking out. That looks like the end of the ammonite where the head would come out, so it looks like the rest of it's complete in there. So I'm going to have a chisel off of this and see if I can get that out as well, prep that later.
I can see another one sat here.
So a lovely big partial here. You can see my glove next to it. It's humongous, absolutely massive. There was another piece there, and Jackie's got a big piece there as well. There's a lot of partials up here.
I like the look of this one.
So that's the partial. Big beast. Quite nice. Found this one on here, but it's not complete. It's just this part of it's gone. So also found this one in that rock that I showed you earlier. I'm going to prep that later. You can see it's all pretty much all there. And there's that massive one there as well. That ain't coming out. Well, I didn't find an awful lot here today, but we're going to head back. But there is lots to find. Just being lucky, I guess. There's so many rocks to look through. Could have walked past a lot of things, but just by going with the few bits that I have found, just shows that there is plenty out there.
Onwards and upwards to the next adventure.
Back over the top, and we've got to head back over there. There's a little boat in the bay over there. Do get a lot of people in boats or diving and stuff out here. Such a beautiful area. Just seen this piece here. with what looks like lots of shells in as well. Almost tempted to give it a bit of a hit and see if I can get any loose. Just spotted another ammonite. Keel sticking out of there. Unfortunately that rock is massive. So the chances of me getting that out are pretty slim. The rock's still, that's part of the same rock. Could probably break that off, but getting that out, oh, I don't know. It does look like this may crack off. It might be worth a try. Might give it a quick go. We're nearly back at the beach now. That boat over in the distance. Another boat in the bay. Beautiful bay that is. And we've just got to get back to just over there. We're gonna do that, but I'm going to have a look for that one that's on the wall and see if I can get that out on the way. Now on the way back, we were just passing that bit where we showed you this partial just here earlier, and this broken one. Sorry, shoddy camera work. Where is it? Ah, there. Yeah, so this broken one here, and we just spotted this great big one just on the side of this rock here. It's pretty worn and looks like the bottom's missing as well. I don't think anyone's going to get that out very easily, or it's just going to break up. But it's still nice to see. So I thought I'd just give that a bit of a tap down the side just to see, and the whole thing has cracked and come away from the big rock, so I might continue and just see if I can get it out. I don't even know if I'll be able to carry it out, but we will have a look and see. It'll be worth it if I can. It's absolutely massive. Well, we couldn't get that big one out. It was too far degraded. It wasn't fossilised very well. So we're back at the beach, and we're going to head back up the hill shortly after a break, and then after that we're going to go down to Lulworth Cove just to have a quick look and go home. So we're heading all the way back up. As you can see, it's pretty steep. Like I said, when we get to the top, we'll head down to Lulworth Cove just to leave a bit of video to show you that. Hope you enjoyed the video today, and there'll be just some photos at the end, some of them from our last trip here as well. Right down, taken some of them from that end of St Oswald's Bay when we went all the way up there. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you soon. Just to give you an idea of how steep it isn't easy access from this end. If you want easy access, you do need to come in from St Oswald's.